Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. Black heart, black mind, black in. Again, hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. I'm going to say that when it comes to this game theory, I'm with Dr. Green of the Green Gorilla channel with regards to game theory. Because organisms do have to have certain strategies you may call games in order to survive, but that's more like a strategy than just a game. But when it comes down to what we're dealing with in mate selection and forming couples and ultimately families and communities, we're not dealing with game, we're dealing with war games, an actual war, in which they've deceived us into focusing on some esoteric, loosely defined term as game to dazzle them into picking what's good for them anyway, and which they actually do want. That's our mistake. Why should we? We shouldn't. So with regards to, getting over on the man, sticking it to the man when you can, because they ain't gonna allow that all the time. Okay, fine, sure, game the system if you can do so. Be careful so that you don't get caught up yourself, because they slick with it. They something else, but they don't morally deserve any better than game, and you getting over on them. But that's different. See, the thing is, they don't tell you have game and deal with us with game. Trick us, deceive us. They don't say to you to do that, and they're not going to. Where sisters actually tell you, dazzle us. Trick and deceive us, and we'll call it game. We'll say you got game. Do that. They will sit up and say this. That's why you shouldn't. Because if you do this, really, they are gaming you to get you to think you need deceptive skills to dazzle them into picking what they already want anyway. They want some man. They just don't want regular, normal, run-of-the-mill flesh and blood men. An angry man talked about this. Now, angry man will say you need swag and you need game and you can't negotiate with biology. He'll say that. I'm with MOT, not with Angry Man on that, but Angry Man did rightly point out that Superman Lois Lane syndrome. In the video about which he entitled that we don't care any longer what they think, 44 minutes and 50 seconds in, I believe, that's when he makes reference to what you have to be, gentlemen, Superman. She gets to just be Lois Lane. He makes the exact same reference. He said, you don't even do this for a normal broad. You have to do all of this and be all of this for a dysfunctional broad. And he says, the only one that could talk junk to Superman about what he didn't do or how he's strained to do it is Wonder Woman, and she really can't talk that much junk because he's still stronger than her. So even she needs to shuck up and understand that he's good enough for her, more than such. So he made the exact same reference at that point. But I'm with MOT when it comes to game with regards to these sisters. And one of the reasons I use the term sisters is because by spelling out BW, then of course the algorithms go off and you get censored and that kind of thing. Man, shuck that fit. You may get flagged for hate speech by the artificial intelligence, and not even an actual human being ever reviews it. But sisters, they demand this, and they shouldn't. Because remember, like he said, you're going to do all of this and learn. You have to concretely learn something that is so inconcrete and so subjective in exchange for less cooperation. Whereas you could go elsewhere and simply use charm and consideration and romance and maintain a marriage in which they cooperate with you and help you out, and y'all are a team. You actually are a couple. And then a family, and then the building block of a community of others can do the same thing. So I'm sorry. When it comes to using or weaponizing it against the oppressors, sure, if you can, go ahead. If you can't, well, just be careful. So they don't weaponize it against you, because they've already gamed us. That's why we ain't back home now. And they've been gaming us, and that's why the home continent is still being exploited while it's, minerally speaking, the richest one. That's why they've been gaming us. But when it comes to cooperation from our own women, no, don't use it. Straight up. Don't. refuse. Charm, romance, consideration, responsibility, sure, that's what everybody has to do in every society. But game, because here's why I say it, the West has this concept of game, but we have the most exaggerated and worst concept, and we're also getting some of the worst results when it comes to this. Now, we ain't the worst people in the world, don't get it twisted, but when it comes to forming couples and ultimately families, we get some of the worst results in the world. And what is the other thing that we are different from everybody else, and even others of our own race, but different nationalities many times? In many instances, it's game. And other black nationalities that are dealing with as many family problems as we are also have a similar concept of game. So miss me with that. Miss us with that. Gentlemen, screw that. Because this is not a game they're playing with you. They call it game, but it's really a conflict, as I've said before. It is a war. You don't need to be talking about game when they already got more game than you, and they're weaponizing it as a weapon of war. So why you think you running game, in actuality, they're using you one way or another. That's really what's going on. Like I said, it is a war. They want to take from you what they would never give to you, or give even in exchange of equal value. And they want you to take off of them what they would never tolerate from you. That's what it's about. They're in it just to be unfair, to take unfair advantages of you. Namely, most of you are there to raise the children of the few of you. That's really what that's about. There you go. So, how's that game working out? Thank you for listening. Black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual, non-select, no game having male power just cause you know who doesn't like it.